whence thou came. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind. This land is peaceful, its inhabitants kind.
Okay, hold on just a second. Let me turn on my demonic voice for this one.
Hello and welcome to an extra spooky episode of The Refundables.
With your hosts, Punch and Peppy. Not letting you say your own name this time.
No, I can't take that responsibility. It's too much.
So, this week we're reviewing Hollow Knight, which is another indie Metroidvania game.
Listen, we're game journalists now. Just call it what it is. It's the Dark Souls of 2D platformers. What is it?
Well,
2D action games, I guess, not platformers. Yes.
No, it's a 2D platformer.
Is it? Okay. I don't know. Definitions are bad in my brain.
I mean, it's full of platforms. It can be an action game and a platformer.
There are platforms and action in the game, so yes.
Okay, so we're reviewing the Dark Souls of 2D platformers.
It's a lot. Like, the game's a lot. It's a lot to explain how great it is. We're gonna try, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to.
Well, instead of that, I'll start with what I don't like about the game then.
Okay.
So, what I didn't like, actually, was I think the progression at the start of the game is badly paced.
I get lost easy in games because I'm a fucking retard. I remember playing Dark Souls for the first time. I'm just gonna keep going back. I'm just gonna be Polygon article journalist. Gonna be like, this is the Dark Souls.
What I mean by badly paced progression at the start is over the course of the game, you get various extra abilities that allow you access to new areas, right?
Yeah.
But they also affect just your gameplay and combat. And it feels really wrong to have to play for 20 hours just to get your double jump.
Yeah, I was doing a new game, and I could definitely feel that. At the end of the game, you have double jump, you have wall walk.
Yeah, you have a wall walk, you have like the shadow balls.
You can like do a charge move where you just sprint through the map. There's a lot of moves you have at the end that you slowly start getting. At least some of them should be earlier game. Yeah, and in the end of the game you're being a fucking Dragon Ball Z character, and at the start you're just like, I'm just a guy, I guess. It could have given you at least some of them faster. I think that's the only bad part, if you could even call it that.
I agree. Like, it starts off, you play an insect in a world of insects underground, and the layout kind of feels like an ant colony when kids have like the glass panel with like the dirt so they can see the ants in their colony crawling around. That's kind of what it feels like when you're playing.
See, that's some Western shit. You know what I had? I had an anthill in my backyard. That's what I had. And I would drown him with a bottle of water. I didn't notice the bug theme. It took me about 10 hours. I just thought like everybody was like a weirdo because of the masks thing. You know, everybody has got a mask on, which is weird. I thought they were all wearing masks, like bug masks, but they're just bugs.
The art in this game is beautifully handcrafted.
Are you fucking serious? Beautifully crafted experience is my first fucking note. Because it is. It's everything from the character just sitting down on the bench. It's so adorable. He's so adorable. But everything's a bug and everything's trying to kill you like a good game, you know?
I think in that aspect, it's also a lot like Dark Souls.
That's right. You guys thought we were done with the Dark Souls references. Never.
Because it's a very bleak world. Just like Dark Souls, it's a world that's at its end. It's run its course. It's the end of time.
Yeah, that's...
You know, civilizations have fallen. Nothing is really explained to you very much.
Yeah, there's some, like, cryptic scripture, but they're few and far between. They're not, like...
Almost all the lore is found through finding objects and just little snippets of information. Nothing is outright told to you. You're just thrown into the game, and you explore this world, and, you know, you find an item with a description that explains something about the past, or... You know, there's boss dialogue, which will a tiny bit reference something. And just by all these little snippets of information that you pick up from all over the world and visual cues, you kind of can piece together. Because, of course, you're the chosen one.
Just like that game we keep mentioning.
Because, yeah, there's a few NPCs you can talk to. They're few and far between. There's also a few NPC quest lines that you come about where you find them in the world and they're, also on a journey.
And then they either help your journey or you eventually face them. But every NPC has quite a lot of backstory into them.
Yeah, the writing in this game is excellent.
Nobody's just like, hey, my life is selling you this fucking health potions. Buy some health potions.
No, traveler, my potions are too strong for you. So the world is well crafted and visually nice. It's all hand-drawn art.
Is it hand-drawn?
Yeah, it's all hand-drawn art.
It's really beautiful. It's not like an art game.
No, it's not an art.
Visually it is, but mechanically you better know what the fuck you're doing.
It is not an experience game.
You're not gonna be like, oh, this is a great 1 hour experience that makes me think about the genocide of the African people.
This is a brutal Metroidvania game to the core. The game starts off with a sword and a jump, and you run around sorting and jumping stuff. You go around exploring, you find the secret switch to open the door, you find the secret skill to get to the next platform, all that kind of stuff, the standard Metroidvania fare in that sense. And then on top of that, there's a shit ton of bosses. There's something like 30 bosses through the entire game. You really have these elaborately crafted boss fights, and you can get magical objects, charms that improve certain skills you have. Like there's a charm that makes your sword reach further, or there's charms that give you extra HP, or there's charms that even more HP, but you can't heal any of it. And there's charms that will modify your spells, like one makes your psionic blast into a flood of maggot worms to attack the opponent, or one gives your attacks bees. Not in the way that Enter the Gungeon does it, where it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, you get the bee charm from the bee level.
Yeah, the bee boss will give you the bee charm.
Yeah, it's not like, hey...
And some of these charms interact as well. You basically use the charms to make builds.
It's like an upgrade system, but it's not permanent. You can change it whenever you rest.
Yeah, you have a limited amount of charm slots, and some charms take up different amounts of slots.
Yeah, so the stronger charms want more slots. And you just combine like 3 or 4, or however many charms to make a build. So you're like, okay, I want faster attack, long range attack, and I want a companion that shields. Every boss, their patterns are different, so you might want to change. Like for this boss, he's too fast, I can't, because healing takes time. You can heal, but it takes, 2 seconds? So I gotta get there's a regenerating charm, like the bee charm.
Or you get the charm that makes your heal cast faster.
Yeah, or you can get that.
Or maybe you go an entirely different route and just stack HP that you can't heal just for a super amount of HP and hope it lasts throughout the fight.
Yep, I did that a few fights.
Yeah, I did that a few fights too.
Like you start at 6 health and with the charms you can get to like 14 maybe. You're like, okay, 14 hits for a boss, I can try and do that.
Almost every boss in the game is a multi-phase fight with distinct abilities set to each phase of the fight. None of them are unreasonably long or short. They all have very unique aesthetics and abilities, and they're never unfair RNG.
No, they have patterns you gotta learn, and after you learn them, like the Dark Souls game we keep talking about, you can't get greedy about it.
Yeah, if you try and sneak in those 2 extra hits, that's probably not gonna work.
You're gonna get punished.
You're gonna pay the price, buddy.
Everything about the game it's like a beautiful world. Even though it's dying, the little life that's left, it's pretty first flow animated.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
But also
there's always this tiny spark of hope in every area and zone.
These good NPCs that are... I'm gonna try and save this spot. I can protect it. I have the power to protect it. It's kind of heartfelt because you see the whole world fucked up, and maybe because of some of the things you do too also.
They're trying to save the little bits they care about, even if they know it's probably futile.
Yeah, and trying to help you if they can. Like everything else, trying to eat me or destroy me or...
No, my sisters are all bad, but I'm good.
Yeah, everybody else is corrupted, but I somehow saved myself.
Yeah, and of course, this raw amount of content, that's good content, is absurd in this game.
My playtime on my main playthrough is 40 hours, and I'm not done.
I've put in about 80 hours, and I've still not 100% of the game. I've probably seen all the variations of content, But they also just keep on releasing more content for free.
Yeah, I don't know.
Every few months, they're just like, hey, here, bam, new zone, new sets of bosses, new sets of charms for new builds. Go have fun.
Here's another 5 hours of content for our $15 game or whatever.
You will not find more high quality content, replayability, and well-crafted gameplay for $15 that's still continuously supported.
Handcrafted content. We're not talking about roguelike, random.
Yeah, nothing here is random. Everything is, precisely crafted.
Content-wise, if you're like, oh, is this worth it? Yes. If you enjoy action games or Metroidvania games or...
If you like challenging video games, here you go.
Yeah, pretty much. Like anything challenging, if you like, you're gonna love this. And it's a beautiful game. The bad part here is if you're not good at video games, you shouldn't.
I think that doesn't matter too much. I think you can cheese it with the builds. If you really wanted to, you could probably find a cheese build.
I guess you could finish the game.
I think anyone can finish the game. Maybe you can't kill all the bosses because there's like heroic modes of bosses as well, which have, which are harder, faster paced.
I haven't killed all the bosses. Like one of the end bosses, which is like Nightmare King.
The Nightmare King?
I haven't killed the Nightmare King. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, the Nightmare King took me a long time.
I was trying for about...
He's not the final boss though, he's DLC. He's an extra boss. You can finish the main game, what they consider the storyline. Anyone can finish it if they look for cheese charm builds. Aside from that, there are DLC bosses, there are heroic bosses, which are really, really, really punishing.
Killed most of them. But yeah, it's not easy. It is like...
Which is like the beauty of the charm system. It allows a lot of flexibility in how you play the game.
Yeah, but even if you're choosing something, I don't think you can just not dodge anything and just kill the boss.
Oh, definitely not the harder ones.
Yeah.
The harder ones they are too punishing to cheese. Talking about the side content, there's side quests for characters. There's, collectibles. There's these little grubby worms which make hilarious sounds.
Pull that shit up, Jamie.
Pull that shit up, Zeyami. They make like these adorable sounds, and they're these little wriggly worms that are in jars, hidden. Usually you have to do like a little puzzle or platforming to get to them, and most of them at the start are inaccessible because you need more spells to even be able to get to them.
Yeah, or they're just hidden in a wall or something, so you gotta hear.
Every time you get one of them, you can go to this room where they go. Basically, it's their home, and they have like their grandpa there who will give you new items and money the more wriggly worms you retrieve.
And when you go in your room, they're like, yeah, woo, 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 woo. Like, hey guys, some of the bosses aren't necessarily evil. They're just,
crazy.
They're just either crazy or just protecting something.
Yeah, like the bee is protecting our hive.
The Dung Knight, you remember that guy?
Oh yeah, I love the Dung Knight.
Dung Knight's great. He's not. I don't think he's evil. He's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, he's just hollering through. He's like ho 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 ho,
yeah, he's
during the whole fight.
He seems happy. He's not like the
Yeah, this sounds like he's having fun.
He's like, hey, let's play a game.
He also gives you a great charm, which makes you stink to hurt.
Yeah, that's your charm, right? But yeah, there's a lot of like cute, lovable characters, like besides the main character who's pretty adorable.
When are they gonna put him in Smash?
That's right, Steam Smash. When we can put Gordon Freeman in it and all the Dota characters. Done.
Of course, there's also to mention that all the zones are thematic to the boss. You have like the mossy zone with moss knights and walking bits of moss and whatnot. And then there's the hive, which is, bees and stuff. And all the zones are really distinct visually from one another.
Yeah, when you're entering a new zone, like the lighting changes, the music changes, I think also. Everything, the enemies change.
The weird psychedelic zone with the jellyfish that float around.
Almost a dream.
Just like Dark Souls, if you really want to, aside from using a skill to get to a certain platform, you can probably do it with, your unupgraded level 1 sword and your jump.
Yeah, secret areas in secret areas.
Secret entire zones.
Oh, you can miss even attacks and shit.
Very quickly into the game, it becomes pretty open-ended. Like, you can really decide what way you go. You can decide to go based on what skills you have at that point, or you can fetch the skill that you want to go to the zone you want. There's no real structure of, hey, you do this zone, then that zone, then this zone, then that zone. You can mix it up. But then, of course, you can go back into previous zones and find stuff in the zones with those new skills later.
Yeah, like little grubby boys or whatever. Even maybe a boss.
So, Peppy, the Dark Lord requires a sacrifice. Is this your sacrifice?
I would not refund this game. It's a fantastic game, and I think it's also a gift from you.
I'm pretty sure I just recommended you buy it.
Yeah, I think it did. But it's a great game. And I still gotta play through the new DLC, which seems more possible than the Nightmare King. Fuck you, Nightmare King!
I also recommend this. For $15, you cannot go wrong. Hell, if it was $40, you still could not go wrong.
Yeah, for the content you have here, if you just complete the game and you're like, okay, whatever, throw it away, which you probably won't, 20 hours.
Hey guys, if you liked this video, please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing for more Refundables content. We also have a Patreon in the description below if you wish to help us out with making future videos.